All right, we got how did anime become mainstream?
How did anime become mainstream? I'm sure many of you, like myself, have started to notice more and more of how much anime has been promoted here recently in America.
Really?
So, how did anime go from being labeled weird and nerdy, nerd,
I mean, it still is pretty weird and nerdy, depending on your state or your county or your city. It still is, it depends, man. It just depends. I mean, back in the day, it probably was more of a niche thing, but now today it's like, oh, you watch anime, oh, it's just like a regular ass show to most people.
to McDonald's, one of America's biggest conglomerates, doing a collaboration with some of the best anime studios, specifically to market to the West. In this video, I want to go over some of the most pivotal anime and its influence in American culture and how I believe it has become mainstream. Now, the first thing that we need to look at when seeing how popular anime has become in the last 5 to 10 years is the audience, which is primarily millennials and Gen Z.
Yeah, that is probably true. When I first got exposed to anime, it was probably, let me think. Was it? I think it was Dragon Ball Z on Toonami back in the day. That was probably it. And then, subsequently like Saturday morning cartoons on like, what was it? Like WB and whatnot. A little bit after that. And then after that, I was just like, oh, this is so cool. There's guys and robots. There's fucking jacked guys shooting fucking like energy beams at each other and fighting and shit. Like, this is badass.
Being a part of this club, I grew up on Disney classics in the 90s, like Lion King and Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I mean, I seen all that shit too. But I don't know. I wouldn't call those animes. Those are just like simply just Disney cartoons, cartoon movies or whatever.
Enjoyed Saturday morning cartoons on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. We're talking SpongeBob, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah.
I even watched some classics on Boomerang like Looney Tunes. Growing up with these gave me a deep love for 2D animation and cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the common notion in the West growing up was that animation and cartoons, for the most part, were for kids. This is the complete opposite notion that Japan has.
Which is kind of crazy because I didn't think that it was possible for like, when I was a little kid, I didn't think adults watched cartoons. And if I did see an adult that watched cartoons, I was like, wow, you're so fucking cool.
Western animation companies like Disney stopped using 2D animation after Princess and the Frog in 2009. Japan doubled down and made 2D animation a staple of their entertainment for the rest of the world. Because of this, millennials and Gen Z slowly but surely started gravitating towards anime because it provided more mature storytelling in the medium that we all grew up with. Speaking of our audience, I wouldn't be able to continue this video without mentioning a very important worldwide event from 2020 to 2022, which greatly increased anime consumption.
Everybody was stuck inside. Everybody was binge watching XYZ show. Everybody was chronically just in front of their TV or computer or whatever, playing their favorite video game. Yeah, that 100% made it more mainstream.
Consumption due to people being on lockdown from a pandemic. That's right, I'm arguing that because of COVID-19, anime experienced a great renaissance that we had never seen before. Was anime popular before COVID-19? Yes, of course. I'm not saying it wasn't. What I am saying is that with the help of social media, more specifically TikTok, anime as a whole exploded. The reason I am talking to you right now with almost 900,000 subscribers is because I started posting anime memes on TikTok in 2021.
He not beating Goku! He not beating Goku!
From a personal standpoint, although COVID-19 kept me from having a
was that like the Broly movie or some shit like that?
a normal graduation and a normal college experience, it gave me the opportunity to become a content creator and an influencer for you guys, which I do not take for granted. Now, as we begin to look at these more specific anime, know that all of these, I would argue, grew in popularity during COVID-19, some more than others. With that being said, my first example is an animation studio that has created countless masterpieces.
Oh shit, I forgot.
Directly competed with the likes of Disney in the last 40 years. Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli has separated itself.
I don't think it was Dragon Ball Z was my first anime. I think it was like one of these Studio Ghibli movies. What was it? Princess Mononoke? That was the first one I saw. I think, yeah, it was because like I remember going to my buddy Cameron's house, and Cameron's house, or like Cameron's family was like super rich and whatnot, and I was like jealous. Is like I was like, oh, can I go to Cameron's house? And my mom was like, yeah, sure. And then my mom would just drive me over there, and I didn't realize it at the time or had like any perspective when I was a little kid of, like, oh, this person's family is like way more richer than me, and like I don't know, I just didn't put that two and two together. I was just like, oh, this dude likes the same shit I do. Okay, let's just go to his house. Sometimes you come to my house or whatever, and it's like it's whatever. But yeah, like I think it was Princess Mononoke, and then after that it was Dragon Ball Z.
For more traditional anime that is based on manga or video games, which I will go over later. I believe that the creator of the studio, Hayao Miyazaki, is a sort of spiritual successor to Walt Disney, creating films that resonate for children but also have deeper meanings and motifs for adults to tackle.
Yeah.
Not only this, but Hollywood has grown a massive respect for the studio, with A-list celebrities like Christian Bale, Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, Robert Pattinson, and many, many more starring in these films.
Oh, nice.
When a Studio Ghibli dub is casting actors in Hollywood, every celebrity auditions because they know how popular these films are. And
how about you could even boil it down to even less? They animate good and they tell good stories. Those two key things right there. They tell good stories and they animate good. It's simpler than you think. There's no DEI stuff. There's nothing woke about it. It's just people telling good stories. Period. That's it. There's no political agendas. It's just story.
How it will add unique value to their acting portfolio. And although Studio Ghibli is technically anime, it does carry a different weight in terms of influence as compared to more specific television broadcast anime that I will be talking about now.
Yeah.
This anime ran for 1,269 episodes and is part of a $92
Oh
billion
shit, Pokemon, I forgot about that.
Numerous video games and a worldwide popular card game. If you haven't guessed already, the anime that I'm talking about now is Pokemon. Pokemon.
Oh shit, was it Pokemon first, then Princess Mononoke, and then Dragon Ball? Oh shit. I think that is the order. Like every time he like does a fucking new show, it's just like, oh no, this one was first. No, this one was first.
Was and remains a giant in Japanese media. And I almost forgot this in the video because Pokemon doesn't feel like anime to me.
Yeah.
But it is. Without Pokemon, anime wouldn't have near the influence that it has now in the West. Pokemon was so incredibly popular that I remember that it would run primetime on Saturday mornings on Cartoon Network instead of being put on Toonami at night with the other anime. Now,
yeah, like bro, when Pokemon started popping off, like how old was I? I must have been in like either kindergarten or first grade or something, or second grade or something like that. But this was like the first time that the Pokemon cards came out, and the cards came out and the show like came out like a little bit after, maybe a little before or whatever. I don't remember. And then the video game, the Game Boy video game also came out. What was it? Red and Blue came out first. And I remember because, like, what did I have? I had, like, some Game Boy. I forgot. I think I had, like, an initial, like blue one. I had, like, some blue Game Boy. But what did I get? Did I get the Pokemon Red or Blue first? I don't remember. I think it was, like, Pokemon Red. And, bro, for the first hour or so, I could not figure out how to progress the game because this was, like, my first Game Boy game. That wasn't, like, what do you call it? It wasn't Mario. Like in Mario, it's just like go right and like jump sometimes. For Pokemon, I didn't have the wherewithal to know like how to navigate out your house because I wasn't accustomed to like doing all that shit and being aware of like, oh, there's some stairs, go down the stairs. Oh, there's a rug, walk on the rug and then press out, like go out of the rug. That literally did not make sense to me, and I had no idea how I progressed the game. I think I like accidentally walked outside, and it didn't dawn onto me until I like accidentally did that. Like, oh shit, I'm playing the game. It literally took me like hours just to figure out how to get out of my house, dude. It was so bad.
Part of this is due to the fact that Pokemon was targeted mostly towards kids, but
Yeah.
I can't ignore the massive part that Pokemon has played in the last 30 years, helping anime become mainstream. In addition to Pokemon, another show that I believe that played a massive part in the growing popularity of anime during the 90s was Dragon Ball Z. Although Dragon Ball Z
the GOAT. The GOAT.
was targeted more towards older adolescents because of the increase of violence and language compared to Pokemon. Still, it took the pop culture world by storm, and although it only aired from 1999 to 2003 on Cartoon Network's Toonami program, it only grew with popularity through the years of it not airing before it eventually returned 12 years later with Dragon Ball Super. Because of this, similar to Pokemon, countless games, movies, and collectibles were produced from this franchise, and I would argue that Goku is one of the most iconic characters in modern media, not only worldwide, but
I mean, when I was watching fucking Dragon Ball Z, I was like, oh shit, I gotta get jacked. I gotta start working out so I can look like Goku and be a badass. Like, who didn't? If you were watching Dragon Ball Z and you didn't, like, try to turn into a Super Saiyan in your room or the bathroom and shit by just, like, yelling, you weren't a fan. Literally.
in the US as well. But if you didn't know already, filmmaker Michael B. Jordan, like many other celebrities, is a massive Dragon Ball Z fan and has directly taken shots from the anime to put in his latest film.
Oh, really?
Nevertheless, many fans of anime consider Dragon Ball Z the
I had no idea. That is actually pretty cool.
grandfather of shonen, which would become the most popular genre of the medium.
Also, this happened after I recorded this video, but I just wanted to say rest in peace to the creator and author of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama. You will be missed.
True.
Speaking of shonen, the next anime that we see grow in immense popularity in North America while Dragon Ball Z wasn't airing is a show called Naruto. Beginning to air in the US on Toonami in 2005, Naruto established itself immediately and rose to the top after a few years and peaked with a follow-up series, Naruto Shippuden. If Dragon Ball Z dominated the 90s, then Naruto easily dominated the 2000s, and it's still considered one of the most influential anime in shonen today.
Like, when I first saw like Naruto, like on the anime, I was like baffled at like how awesome the fucking like animation for the fight scenes were. It was fucking sick because I read a lot of the Shonen Jumps when Naruto first came out or whatever, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. I didn't understand that by the time a show came out in anime form, it was a manga first, you know, as like a comic or a graphic novel or whatever, and you had to read that shit fucking backwards, and that was annoying, but whatever. And then if it was popular enough, like it sold enough units, then the people would consider making it an anime, and god dang, Naruto was awesome.
The impact of Naruto has even reached MMA fighting, with Israel Adesanya using the iconic Rock Lee stance in his fights, which I think is just the coolest thing ever. Naruto will also be getting the live-action adaptation treatment soon, with Shang-Chi director Destin Cretton collaborating with Naruto's mangaka Masashi Kishimoto, which I am very excited for. Sadly, in 2024, the current running Boruto has not been able to retain fans of this series, and I believe that it has lost some relevance in previous years as compared to other shonen like One Piece. Now, rewind to 2013 and we see a modern masterpiece start airing, which would stride against the common shonen formula that audiences were used to at this point. The anime that I'm talking about is Attack on Titan.
Oh, hell yeah.
Despite being produced by two different studios for a span of 10 years, Attack on Titan maintained a cult-like following within the anime community,
heck yeah, dude.
and is considered by many to be the best anime of all time. I still remember...
Oh, it's so good. Like, if I were to try to convince someone that, like, another adult that has never seen anime, if I would try to, like, figure out which one, like, to show them, it would probably be one of two. It would either be Attack on Titan or Death Note. Yes, there's, like, a couple other, like, adult animes. But I think those two are, like, probably my best contending like animes that I would show someone first, of like, oh, anime isn't just for kids. It can have adult themes.
Season 4 of Attack on Titan premiering in December of 2020 and just how much hype surrounded the series. Although some fans were irritated with the amount of breaks the anime took, the 90-minute finale crashed Crunchyroll in 2023, which shows you just how much audiences loved this show. Full of twists and turns, a masterfully written story, and a protagonist unlike I've ever seen before in modern media.
With what was it, Eren Yeager? You know, in the beginning, he's a good guy, and then he slowly turns into the bad guy. But the entire time, he still thinks he's a good guy, which is awesome.
Attack on Titan is another big reason why anime is as popular as it is today. Now, this next...
I mean, to be honest, I'm probably going to go watch Attack on Titan again and just, you know, I don't know, watch it for like a second or a third time because it's just that good.
This anime is a visual roller coaster that has been produced by animation studio Ufotable. Demon Slayer took the anime world by storm when it premiered in 2019. Another great way for new viewers to be introduced to anime, Demon Slayer provided an entertaining story and likable characters that wasn't too hard to understand as compared to other anime with more confusing power systems. Demon Slayer crushed records, not only in anime, but in manga as well, with Demon Slayer alone outselling the entire American comic book industry. Selling over
I didn't know they sold that much.
100 million units in
over 100 million units. Holy shit.
2021. If that wasn't enough, Demon Slayer Mugen Train grossed over $500 million at the box office, making it the highest grossing film of 2020 worldwide, and beating out Sausage Party to become the highest grossing R-rated animated film of all time. Continuing
Good for fucking Demon Slayer. Good on them.
The Entertainment District arc, as well as the Swordsmith Village arc. Unlike many other anime that cut the budget for episodes that air, Ufotable maintained an amazing animation budget that was movie quality even for their episodes. All this being said, Demon Slayer visually is jaw-dropping, and it's clear as day to see why it's helped anime become what it is today. Releasing 1 year after Demon Slayer during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, and we see the anime Jujutsu Kaisen come onto the scene. Now, I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video how social media really helped anime reach new audiences, but I think it's even more evident the impact that TikTok specifically had on Jujutsu Kaisen when it was released. I feel as if a large number of...
Like, honestly, I think people are just more comfortable with anime, at least in, like, America. Because they grew up watching anime, and the people that didn't watch anime are just like, they are not here anymore. Like, people are just like, there was a huge chunk of people that grew up in like the 80s, 90s that grew up with anime, and now those people are becoming 30, 40, 50, and it's okay with them. They don't care. They just want a fucking good show to come out, and they'll watch it. So the age is also, like, the audience of people is just maturing, essentially.
Jujutsu Kaisen's audience came from TikTok primarily because of how much attention it was getting during 2020 and 2021. Overnight, Jujutsu Kaisen became a sensation in the anime community, and when fans thought it couldn't get any better than Season 1 and Movie 0, Season 2 premiered in 2023 and defied our expectations even more. I'll just let the Anime Awards speak to the success of Jujutsu Kaisen, with the anime sweeping the competition and winning 11 awards,
including Anime of the Year, Performance, Best VA, Best Supporting,
including Anime
Best Action, goddamn,
of the Year. The popularity surrounding Jujutsu Kaisen has been astounding, with celebrities like Usher cosplaying Gojo Satoru and spoiling half of the fandom, which I would find hilarious if I wasn't part of the half of the fandom that was spoiled. Nonetheless, Jujutsu Kaisen, I would argue, is worthy of being in this group of pivotal anime that have helped anime become mainstream. Coming to the last anime in this group, I think I would actually be crazy if I didn't include One Piece. Now, why would I save One Piece for last? Well, to be honest, I am a little biased because One Piece is personally my favorite anime. But I also understand that compared to other anime that I've talked about in this video, I actually don't believe that One Piece is near as popular here in the West as compared to Japan. I think
that live action thing helped perpetuate its popularity, because that Netflix live action thing, I think that helped it a ton, because it was so well done. Because I knew of One Piece, but since I knew it was over like what 16, 17, 1800 episodes, I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm not even gonna bother with that shit. Because it's such a daunting thing. It's literally the Simpsons of anime. There's so many episodes to try to watch them all is so daunting.
The majority of people are intimidated by the almost 1,100 episode count, which really keeps it in a group by itself in the anime community. Because of this, One Piece as an anime doesn't feel...
Okay, what did I say? 16, 17, 18? Okay, so only 1,100 episodes.
...feel as inclusive as Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, even if this is the case, there is no denying the impact that One Piece has had in the anime community as a whole. Just look at what the LA Chargers did in December, bringing One Piece to their stadium. One Piece was the first NFL anime collaboration, which shows that its popularity in the West is growing much faster in recent years. Even non-fans respect it as one of the most iconic. And with the new Netflix anime adaptation, The One Piece.
Oh yeah, this thing. This is so weird. Like, they have like the mainline One Piece, and then there was that live action thing on Netflix, and now there's gonna be like an anime remake, which is, I don't know, weird. Maybe this is like the version of it where people can like jump into if they don't want to watch all of those 1,100 episodes, which would be my guess.
Which will eliminate poor
wait, what were you gonna say?
Pacing and have a much higher animation budget by Wit Studio. This will
essentially it just eliminates the filler. This is fine. I mean, I don't know. There's like, even within like the anime community, there's like the people can get divided. You know, there's the people that just read the mangas or just watch the animes, or maybe they watch both and they think one's better than the other. It's like, bro, as long as you like it, it's like, who cares? I mean, when this like new series comes out, I don't know, I'll probably watch it.
We'll be sure to bring in those who are intimidated by the episode count and who want more modern animation similar to what they're used to. In conclusion, I think we can say for certain that anime is now officially mainstream here in the West. And obviously, I know that I missed a few other anime that you could argue had an impact as well, but personally, I chose these based on what research I've done and what experience I've had as a fan. But let me know in the comments what your favorite anime is, and if you have any that you believe deserve an honorable mention. I would love to hear back from you guys. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more long-form content, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I would love to make more content for you guys. See ya.
Nice. I really like this episode, or not this episode, this video. This was like really good. I had no idea really that like anime was like mainstream or anything like that. I knew like little tidbits of like the UFC dude doing like the Rock Lee thing and whatnot, or actually I forgot, or I think there's like one bodybuilder dude, I think it was Phil Heath. Sometimes whenever he would do his like little custom posing routine thing, he would model it and do like certain poses after Frieza from DBZ. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That dude does that. But yeah, like I didn't know about the whole NFL One Piece collab. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, good. It's honestly, the anime form of storytelling is honestly becoming, to me, better than like movies or anything that is being like streamed currently on like a lot of I don't know, modern streaming services such as Netflix or fucking Paramount, HBO or whatever. I don't know. I'm just like, I canceled my streaming memberships. I'm just not that like I had the queues and I was like watching like, oh, what just got released, and I'm like thumbing through everything. I'm like, none of this is really that interesting. It's like whatever. Like if something good does like pop up and it comes within my view, yeah, I'll probably like subscribe again and watch the thing and then like cancel it again or whatever. But like for the longest time, I would just stay mindlessly fucking, what do you call it? Just like subscribe to these like stream services. But like after a while, like I watched everything I wanted to watch. And then after that shit came out, I was not interested in it. So I'm like, okay, I finally have to just cancel this shit. And I don't know. I think it's fine. Like but I still have my Crunchyroll subscription or whatever, because I don't know. You can always just go back and just rewatch some shit because it's that good. But yeah, this is a good ass video, and I hope to see more. I'm a fan, and yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.